Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I would say every year on average, we see a dozen or more new gun control bills get passed and signed in the state of California. They're always trying to outdo themselves, always trying to come up with something new, trying to, make their constituents happy in the big cities. And last year was no different, except for last year, it seems that I missed a few of them. And the ones that I missed are actually targeted at getting you to get yourself in trouble. These are actually pretty bad ones. And again, they've already passed and are set to take effect. So we're going to talk about these new bills that were passed today and what they're exactly designed to do. And you guys are going to want to pay attention to this one. Now, before we get started, I know I mentioned this quite a bit, but more than half the people that watch these videos are still not yet subscribed. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It only takes a second, but it really helps us expand and grow and get our message out to more people. If you're somebody that wants to stay on top of your constitutional rights, go ahead and hit that little alarm bell. I've been doing this for about 12 years now, and we're going to keep pushing forward. So a huge thank you to everybody that supported this channel up until this point, and a thank you to everybody who subscribes today. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into this. And I think this is something that everybody across the country needs to know about, because what happens in California is what tends to spread to other states. So if you're somebody who lives in another blue state like Illinois or New York, this is something that you could see coming to you. So the first one we're going to be talking about here is AB 574. Let me go ahead and put this up on the screen and we'll read it together. Okay, so AB 574, again, this is something that was signed into law in 2023. It takes effect on March 1st, 2025, where it mandates that the register or record of sale include an acknowledgement by the purchaser or transferee that they have, within the last 30 days, confirmed possession of every firearm that they own and or possess. Now, that's just the first one, and we'll talk about the other one here in just a second. But first, I want to explain why that is such a backdoor, sneaky way of getting you to incriminate yourself. So essentially, what they're trying to get you to do is, once this becomes effective, everybody that goes in for anything new is going to have to essentially fill out an affidavit. It's effectively an affidavit stating that you have checked at some point within the last 30 days, and you are aware of the location of everything that you are supposed to have in your possession. Everything that you own or possess is where it is supposed to be, and your name is right at the bottom right there. Now, I think this is to add on top of the whole lost or stolen reporting issue, and that's because a lot of people aren't reporting things lost or stolen. The window to do so is so small that a lot of people are fearful that if they report it late, they could be in some trouble. So they end up not reporting things at all. So you basically sign this affidavit saying that you've checked everything within the last 30 days. Now something shows up on a scene somewhere. They have that affidavit saying that you checked on it. You should know exactly where it is. You were clearly lying, and guess now who gets caught up in all that. The other thing is, people may not know about it, or they may just go along with it even if they haven't checked. There's some people who've had things that have taken that don't even know that they're gone, but you haven't checked. You just want to speed up the transaction. You just want to get this whole thing over with. So you sign it, right? You sign that statement, and now they have that on record every single time you go in to get something new. And so this whole time period is covered where you said you know where it is, but again, it shows up somewhere, and now you've contradicted yourself, which could lead into other things like lying on a government document or paperwork or, whatever. It could lead into other things as well. So it's not just a matter of that now being found somewhere and you not reporting it on time, but now you've gone into other issues as well, and they could wrap you up for a long time for something as simple as this. Now, this next one sort of correlates with that first one, and it takes effect after that first effective date. So now you're going to have to know where more things are when you sign that affidavit, right? And you're going to have to say that I've checked on all of this stuff now within the last 30 days. So this is AB 725. The effective date on this one, July 1st, 2026. So this expands the definition of a firearm to include a frame or receiver, including both completed frames or receivers or precursor parts in the provisions that require a person to report anything lost or stolen to law enforcement. So essentially what this is going to do now is it's going to expand the number of things that need to be reported, again, within that short window that California provides. Again, you're now going to have to add precursor parts to that. So if you're paying attention, we have a March 2025 start date on that first one, where you're going to have to say that you've checked on absolutely everything, right? Now we have a July 2026 start date on this next law that's going to have you check on more things, including precursor parts. So now when you go in after the effective date of that second one, right, the one that starts in July, now you're going to have to say that you've checked everything, including what is now defined as arms, and that is going to be those precursor parts, right? So you're going to have to go in and you're going to have to say that I've checked my inventory of absolutely everything. Now, for those people that just own one thing, that's not going to seem like all that much, right? Or two things or three things or whatever. But if you're somebody like me, that's a lot of things to check. And you're stating there that you know exactly where all of these things are, including the precursor stuff. So these two basically piggyback on each other, and it really builds into one big gotcha type scheme. Because again, by expanding on what you're supposed to be reporting lost or stolen, while at the same time having to sign an affidavit that says you know where everything is and you've checked within the last 30 days, the amount of gotchas out there is probably going to grow exponentially. And I think that's the whole point of it, right? A lot of this stuff can get very confusing. Not everybody like you is up to date on all of the new things that are coming out and all the different changes. Like I said, more than a dozen every single year. I mean, who's supposed to keep track of this stuff? The average person out there is not going to keep track of all of these changes that you have in these different states. It's not just California, obviously. So again, these are two very important ones that I think people need to pay attention to. I understand that they're going to be starting kind of way down the line, and some people might just kind of let it go until that date, but it's something that you need to know about and you need to be prepared for, because, I mean, California is not going to just stop at the gotcha. If they can change the definition of something or reclassify something and have it fall under a new definition of arms, and then it applies to that, you may not even know about it, but you're supposed to sign that you know where it is. To me, that seems like a terrible new law. Now, tomorrow I'm going to cover another one that was, again, passed and signed that could see waiting periods go from 10 days to 30 days plus. And again, passed and signed into law already. So again, we'll cover that one tomorrow. But I wanted to let you know about these ones because, well, one, I missed them throughout the year with all of the different things that have been coming down, both on a national level and on a state level. But at the same time, I just felt like this is something that people would miss and they need to know about. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that little alarm bell that'll let you know when new videos come out. You guys have a great day.